So just out for a little walk, been doing some healing work and a meditation. I'm going to show you not all is what it seems in our country sometimes with some things. So something that you would learn in alchemy is about magnetism. We are quite literally walking magnets. We have an energy field that magnetizes things. When people speak about pulling in a timeline that's more favorable to you, or attracting things, law of attraction, whether they're speaking from a quantum physics kind of level, or energy in terms of prayer or meditation and that kind of thing, it's all the same thing really, and it's all real and it's measurable. We've got the technology to measure all this kind of thing now, and essentially I'm going to speak more about these kind of things and give some tips and stuff on how to use alchemy to serve you, something that myself and many within my team know how to do. Many of these alchemical magic. It's magic, that's what it is. It's what our ancient wizards and witches and druids, this is what they used to do, this is what they used to practice. People are commonly aware of witches for casting spells. It's no different to using affirmations and using certain elements of the earth to help increase your magnetism, so you can magnetize, attract, align a new timeline. And that new timeline, people think, well, do you mean a full new timeline? No, I mean like you can be on a timeline and then manifest a completely new timeline, and one little thing has changed. Some people use this kind of knowledge to attract things to serve themselves or to serve many and others. So that's all that it is really. Witches have got a bit of a bad rap, when in actual fact they were the most important pillars of our communities once upon a time. They were the reason communities stayed well and were looked after and protected, and that's why the demonic Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican, the Roman Empire, today's government, and still very much Roman Empire schooling systems and justice system, using the maritime law and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I went on a bit of a rant there, didn't I, and digressed as I always do. So I'm out on a walk with Chantel. Just been doing some healing. We come here because it's very powerful, and I was speaking about magnetism, wasn't I? So magnetism is, if you're a magnet and you want to attract something, you have to be of a certain magnetic field. The more energy within your magnetic field, the more likelihood that you are going to magnetize, attract, manifest the thing that you're looking for. This is the mechanics of the law of attraction, essentially, if you like. And we will go into this much more in depth over time. So when you start to understand magnetism, you start to understand why so many monarchs and people of position and power, quite literally power, use a lot of things like ley lines and certain buildings that are on certain alignments, because the magnetism of the ley line or the buildings that have been designed in a way, people are calling it Tataria. Tataria didn't build these amazing structures that are built to magnetize energy, not just free electricity, by the way, as well. I mean like timelines, collapsing timelines, real power. It would only take care of that dominion, that area within the magnetic field of the buildings or the grid that's been set up. The Tatarians didn't build this technology and these structures. That's a deception. It's a new age deception, to be honest. I'm going to go into all this in much greater detail and much more in depth. So the Tataria thing, I'm so glad it's come to light, but the Tatarians have got nothing to do with it. Like nothing to do with those buildings. It's a new age deception, like flat earth. Unfortunately, I love flat earth theory and I love watching the videos. It's amazing, but unfortunately flat earth isn't real. That's another new age deception. Whatever falsehoods, it doesn't matter, any falsehoods that can come from government, religion, New Ages, falsehoods lower your vibratory field. They literally lower consciousness. This is a literal truth. This is what kinesiology is, and testing, muscle testing. If you hold a truth, even if you don't know the facts, even if you don't know if it's true or not, but if you hold a truth within your field of energy, so hold a truth in your mind, but you don't know if it's true or false, and you hold it in your mind, your muscles, because of the energy moving through your field, are stronger. If you hold a falsehood, and again, you don't know if it's a falsehood or a truth, but you hold it in your mind, your muscles become weaker. This kinesiology has proven this. So it's a literal truth. The more falsehoods an individual, a soul, an energy field has within it that is aligned with, it lowers their energy field. So this is why I'm saying all these new ages that are peddling falsehoods are not high in conscience. They're going to be found out soon anyway, and they're starting to be revealed already, to be perfectly honest. But anyway, I just went on a rant there about other things, when in actual fact all I wanted to show you was where I am, to show you how magnetism works. So we do some work consciously to work on our energy field, especially with a lot of the healing we're doing. We're tapping into Akashic records, and it requires for you to be able to pull in a lot of energy into your magnetic field, your field of energy. And this is why I've always said, doesn't matter what healers, it doesn't matter what they're saying, doesn't matter if they've dyed their hair rainbow colours or tell you that they've been to Bali 100 times. It's got nothing to do with how long they've been a Reiki healer or any of the spiritual lingo they can chat, and everything to do with the amount of energy that they can bring through to assist you with healing. And that's everything to do with who they are as a person. Are they aligned with the truth? Are they walking, talking, breathing, living that path of, what I call a truly spiritual person? Someone with integrity, truthful, care for others, a true humanitarian. So they're the most spiritual people, and a lot of them don't even call themselves spiritual. Anyway, I wanted to show you this, didn't I? So we're out on a walk. Do you ever see something like this? Check those legs. And up there, we're on sandstone cliff. The energy coming through that is off the charts, so that can make our energy fields huge. You literally feel, you ever been places where you've heard this boo, you're like, whoa, what's that? Your energy field has just gone boom and expanded. So rather than allowing our energy field to expand, what we do is we don't let it expand, but the energy within the field builds up. So we don't let it expand, we just let the energy build very high. So then when we're going to people's Akashic records, we have so much energy, we're able to remove things that take a lot of energy to do it, basically. That's how it works. There's a literal, energetic quantum physics science to all this. We might not have all the technologies to measure everything just yet, but the people's responses in their visions and how they feel and the shifts that it's causing is evidence enough, Anyway, this chair that I was just showing you there, that, if you come across any chairs made of steel, iron and things like this, especially iron, so we're in a iron pits here, there's loads of iron. Iron is very powerful for magnetism. It's one of the metals that if you take a magnet to it, it becomes magnetized too. It actually comes from the iron mantle. So it's, in terms of a energy source, it's one of the most abundant metals on the planet, and the energy that comes through it, because it's so close to the energetic center, which is the very powerful, it carries that charge. So when you connect to iron, something like this, your magnetic field expands, it goes through the roof. As soon as we sat down on it, straight away we felt the energy go woo, high vibration. Couple little niggles that I've got at the moment because I'm back into my training have gone. I don't feel them now. As soon as I move out of this magnetic field and go down there, they'll come back a little bit because I've come out of that, and my energy field isn't as big and as vast as when I'm sat on that. And there are other ways you can make your energy field even more expansive or a greater concentration of power within your energy field. Sitting on these kind of things are great, especially when this is on the edge of a cliff with a massive channeled water. You won't be able to see this, but see this bay here? right there's a load of birds. Earlier there was loads more, and what they're doing is feeding on the energy. There's a valley that comes down here. This is called the Iron Valley. The energy coming from it is unbelievable. Literally got very highly ionized water coming out of the river into this bay, and all the birds, they're not fishing or anything, they've just been hanging around this bay because they sense the energy, they feed on the energy. Birds are very sensitive to the magnetism of the earth. It's how they actually move, the way they move, and stay in sync with each other. So if you go to places like this, where the energy is off the chart and you feel the energy, that is a place to meditate, to visualize your favorite, your most desirable timelines. Even if it's only small things, you might be able to flip it and you won't have even noticed it. You won't have even noticed, but then it'll appear and you'll be like, oh God, that manifesting really worked. You literally just flipped yourself up a timeline, your own timeline within the great consciousness timelines. I know it's hard to comprehend, but you manipulating your own timelines, especially for the betterment of yourself, is also going to have an effect on the collective consciousness timeline as well. So if you ever see one of those kind of benches, like I say, made of iron, steel, things like this, they're normally put in places. I don't believe that's been done by accident. I think they know fine well the energy that will harness because of where it's literally positioned. And there's loads of places like this because there are people that have this knowledge, might not be commonly known, but these people from these towns and villages and that, they know what they knew what was good for us. They knew all the old wives' tales and how to manifest things and what was good for us as a community anyway. So I just thought I'd share that, and I'll share a few more as and when we come across them.